Hello, everyone. Welcome in. It is Wednesday, May the 29th, 12 o'clock, and this is Wednesday weekly check in chat. I'm sorry about that. Um, Another week has gone by since I talked to y'all. I did do a pop up live the other day for just a little bit. Um, it's been really hard with the baby around and just life in general going around. It's very difficult for me to find time that I can pop up and go live. So I am still working on that. I want to welcome everybody. Charlotte's Webbing came by and left a message last night or sometime yesterday, I believe. And then we have Yoda, Papa Vintage Cards here. He is going to be doing some work with his baseball cards. He just got a new set in. So he'll be listening and in the chat, but he will be working on that as well. And welcome to everyone else. And I just want to say that this week has been a week of reflection for me. My surgery is getting closer and closer. I have uh, till the 10th of June. And the 10th of June, I go and see my primary care physician. I will get a surgical clearance from her. I will get back in touch with the surgeon's office. They will have me in for another appointment and they will go over everything with me again and set up the actual surgery date. Now, July the 17th or June the 17th is when I get my boot off my foot and I can start my physical therapy. So I'm not exactly sure how long they'll want to wait with that or if they'll just go ahead and schedule me soon. Hello, Bella's Whisper Farmstead. Kristen, welcome in. So I'm not really sure if it'll be by the end of June. It may not be until first week of July. But anyway, it is getting very close. I will be doing the 14-day liver shrinking diet um, as soon as I get my surgery date. So it'll be at least 2 weeks out from when I see the surgeon again. Um, and that's the countdown once you get that last 2 weeks going. So I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I'm looking forward to it. Um, I still have, to decide exactly what I'm going to get uh, as far as the products that I'll need to be on that for clear liquid diet. I have everything I need for the clear liquid, and then when you get to the um, full liquids, you can add a few things. And so I'll probably be getting some cream soups that I can add. And I need to get one of those little metal mesh. I can't even talk today. Metal wire mesh strainers because you have to put the cream soup through the strainer because you can't have any little bits of anything um, getting hung up on your staple line inside your stomach. So you have to be very careful with that. So I'll need the strainer. So I have to get that. Matter of fact, let me put that on my shopping list right now while I'm thinking about it. I am at the point in my life where I have got to make lists or I will forget things and I'll be going to Walmart anyway. So I will get one of those when I am out. Okay, got that on my list. So, anyway, and then after you do the full liquid diet for 2 weeks or about a week, I guess, you go into the soft foods, the mash things you got to mash up, make like the consistency of baby food. But there are a lot of um, vegetables, that you can do. I'm going to try to go ahead and get my blender. Hey, Miss Slim Twiggy, welcome in. I'm going to try to get my blender. I want one of those Nutra blenders that you just put the stuff in the cup and you screw the lid on the top. Hi, Val. Welcome in, honey. And then you put it on the machine and you kind of pulsate it and it grinds everything up. Because I'll be able to have egg salad. I'll be able to have tuna salad and chicken salad also when I get to that point. And then after that, then I'll be starting to reintroduce regular food. But all of the eating and drinking process after the surgery will be very, very little and very slowly and over a period of time. So that's going to be new for me because I'm used to chugging half a bottle of water at a time and I eat pretty fast. So I'm going to have to get used to that. Um, so that's about all the update I have on the surgery. I'll know more after I get that last appointment with the surgeon, but I have gone through all of the testing and all the appointments I had to do. I've paid all the money I had to pay, all except for what I have to pay to the hospital the day of surgery, which will be anywhere from $400 to $500. Hello, the Bud Files. Welcome in. So I want to share from my little Max Lucado. Oops. How Happiness Happens little flip calendar. And for today, it says, when you pray, when you stand between the ones who need help and the one who can give it, something wonderful happens. So just remember to pray about everything. He wants to hear from us. And he also wants us to pray for our friends and our family members, pray for our country, pray for the world. I usually always pray for world peace. I had lunch with a good friend of mine, a friend that I've been friends with for over 36 years. We went to lunch the other day, and she was telling me about some things because I don't watch the news. I very rarely ever know what's going on out there in the world. Um, Unless it's something that affects my state or my town or the school system, but since my daughter's a teacher. But otherwise, so she was telling me some things that are going on, and she's a real big news fanatic, and she loves watching news. And she was telling me some things that have been going on, and I was very shocked because I didn't know about any of them. And it just made me realize even more so how we need to pray for each other and pray for our country. Um, Today, my title included about life hacks. I do have slides and I have my information for my life hacks, and we will be getting to that in just a minute. Let me go ahead and write down who all is here. I don't know if you can hear my dishwasher going in the background. I actually cleaned up the kitchen and started the dishwasher, and I put a load of laundry on this morning. So that's all in the works. And baby girl is taking her nap. Um, okay, I think I'm caught up. Now let me see what I missed. Yoda says prayers for all affected by the tornadoes the last few days. We had some bad weather here the other night, but I don't think it actually had any tornadoes set down around us. And Val says Joanne is the same way. I would ask her all the time, do you know what going on in the world around you? LOL. Um, I stopped watching the news years ago. It was just all too depressing, negative. Um, they never share any good news stories. They never really um, seek out and find positive things that happen. It's always negative, negative, negative. Oh, and I want to make sure I remember anybody having a birthday, an anniversary, a graduation, had a family member graduate. Um, we had several people in our family had either high school graduates, college graduates, a couple had preschool graduates and kindergarten graduates. Um, so anybody have anything like that they would like to share, just let me know. I'll be glad to shout that out. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to attempt to pull up my slides for my life hacks. We will see if I can do it. Okay. Hmm. Oh, Miss Twiggy's, Slim Twiggy's son graduates June 27th. Well, congratulations to him. That is wonderful. All right, these life hacks are mostly about cooking. Um, let's see if we can make it go. Okay, there's my disclaimer because these pictures are from the internet, they're not my pictures. When you're cooking fish and you don't want it to stick, you can put cook it on a bed of lemon slices, and it will infuse the fish with a delicious, zesty flavor. I watched Miss Slim Twiggy's video the other day where she was cooking fresh fish on the grill, and she had lemon on hers. She had it over tinfoil, so it probably wouldn't have stuck anyway. But you could definitely do the same thing that she did in that video. And instead of just placing the lemon slices around it, you could have put one or two underneath each piece of fish. Um, and that would work as well. I imagine it was delicious, Slim Twiggy. It looked really good. It looked really good when it was cooking on the grill. So I'm a big fish fan. I really like fish. Okay, next up. Freeze meat for easy cooking. Freeze meat for 15 minutes before cutting. Works with fish and chicken breasts too. Um, so, especially if you're going to be cutting it up, sometimes meat is hard to cut straight or cut into good cubes and things because it's so fleshy. But if you freeze it for about 15 minutes, then it will be firm enough that you can go ahead and cut it. Keep your knives clean and your workspace safe by putting up these magnetic strips that you can mount on the wall. And then that way you have everything right there within reach, but it is up out of the way. Hello, Rudy. Welcome in. I just saw somebody say hello to you. I didn't see you pop in. Okay, next up. Hi, relevant glitz and glam chicks. How are you doing today, sweetheart? I'm glad to see you. Let me add you to my list. Okay, this is to cook hash browns easy. Cook them in your waffle maker. All you have to do is put the hash browns down in there, close the lid, cook it, and when you're done, you've got nice little hash browns, triangles, I guess they would be. Next one, grind your own spices, and you can use a coffee grinder to do that. You don't have to go out and buy um, a fancy tool or anything like that. If you already have um, a coffee grinder, it works just as well. Um, okay, Relevant says she's cleaning up, doing yard work. That's great. Um, Next up, cherries. An easy way to pick cherries is use an empty bottle, soda bottle, beer bottle, and a chopstick. And you put the cherry on top of the bottle and you just poke it with the chopstick. The pit will fall out and go into the bottle. And then you will have your cherry, pitted cherry. Yes, Relevant just recently got to 500 subscribers. So she has the partial monetization like I do. So if y'all ever catch one of her lives, make sure that you give her a super chat or a super sticker and say hi. I've got to figure out how to set that up payment wise so that I can do it too. Um, I don't know if it just can go through to my PayPal or what I have to do. Okay. Freeze fresh fruit. Put sugar or lemon juice on your fresh fruit to prevent it from browning, and then you can freeze it. And not only can you eat it frozen as a cool, delicious treat, but it also keeps a lot longer than fresh fruit does. And that way, when you want some of it, you just take it out and you thaw it out. Okay, and then this one is about you can use your kitchen scissors to chop up chicken. You could use it to cut up pizza slices. I was watching a channel the other day that had, oh, it's on her other channel, Coffee Talk channel. I'm sorry. I forget you have two channels. I always just seem to go to the Coffee Talk one. Maybe you can drop that link. Anyway, I was watching a cooking channel making something, and they had those shears, and they cut just about everything up with the shears instead of with a knife. So I thought that was very interesting. Hi, Dawn, the Crafty Visage. How are you doing today? Well, my pen doesn't want to write. Okay, next up. Freeze your herbs in olive oil. Use ice cube trays. Fill with the herbs and then pour in the oil. And then you freeze them, and then you can pop them out and just put them in a Ziploc freezer bag. And then whenever you want to cook something with oil and herbs, just get a few of them out of the bag, pop them in the skillet, let them melt in the skillet, and there you go. I think that's a pretty ingenious one. I think I'll be doing that, making up some of those. Okay, next up. This is ginger, and it says to peel ginger, use a small spoon instead of a vegetable peeler. And I think it's more of a scraping method than an actual peeling method. You just kind of scrape it, and the skin pretty well it will come off pretty easily. All right. Double up on frosting. The next time you make frosting, make a double batch and freeze half of it for the next time you need frosting to save yourself time. Um, I don't make my own frosting, but if I did, that would be a fabulous idea to do. I didn't even know that you could freeze frosting and that it would keep. Pardon me? Oh, does it really? Well, maybe you have to beat it back up after it thaws out. Yeah. Okay. Cooking times vary a whole chicken or turkey. It depends on if you stuff it or cook it with the dressing and stuffing separately. So, um, you really, when you're going to make a turkey, especially for Thanksgiving, if you've got people coming over to eat, you have to really keep an eye on the turkey. And a lot of times people will cover the wings and the legs with tinfoil while it's baking so that they don't get overly done before the breast gets done. But just you have to watch your cooking times on that. And remember, if you do stuff it, then it is going to take longer to cook. This is a tip on how to clean your microwave with water and lemon juice. You heat up the bowl of water and juice for about 3 minutes and let it stand in the microwave for 5 or more minutes. And then you just wipe things down, just wipe it clean. That makes it a lot easier. Keep fresh herbs fresh longer. Keep them wrapped in damp paper towel and in a plastic bag inside of the refrigerator. Yes, Val, you are right about that. Turkey and chicken, you don't want to be eating it too soon, having it too low of a temperature and partially raw. Uh, Yoda put in for the weather for Hehira, where we're at. Conditions are sunny with a temperature of 86. The wind is blowing from the north northwest at 7 miles per hour. Okay. All right. This is about honey. If you put oil on your spoon before measuring out the honey will slide completely off the spoon, making it much easier to get all of the honey into your recipe. Okay, bananas, if you peel them from the bottom, you will get all of the strings off of the um, banana. If you peel them from the top where they're all connected in a bunch, then sometimes you get those little strings hanging on. So they say actually, if you peel them from the bottom, that won't happen. Also, if you put tinfoil over the bunch where the stems are connected, tinfoil or saran wrap, that is supposed to help them to not ripen as fast. This is a tip about keeping your cookbook or recipes clean. It says just slip them into a large Ziploc storage bag and you'll keep it clean from spills or messy fingers or anything like that. That looks like a index card or an envelope that somebody has written out a recipe. I have a recipe that my from my mom and my aunt where they used to bake Christmas cookies and they had used that same recipe every time. Val said, "Oh, I have some good news. I went for a job interview for part time work and it looks really good. Keeping my fingers crossed." All right. Hello, Janet. Everybody pray for Val that she gets her part time job that she's wanting. That is wonderful news. Okay. This is for if you actually oversalt your dish. It says you can save oversalted dishes by adding a squeeze of fresh lemon. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was much you could do if you oversalted something. So I guess that's, a pretty good trick if that works. Okay. Next up. Um, Stop a cutting board from slipping on the counter. Place a damp paper towel underneath the cutting board. I've had that problem before, and I never thought about putting a wet paper towel underneath of it, but I think that's probably would work. Okay. Peel garlic, place it in a jar or sealed container, and shake vigorously until the skins come off. That actually does work. I've seen it done before. Um, Val says, and if you're making something spicy, soup, etc., if you get it too spicy, then just add some butter. All right. Great tip, Val. I didn't know that. Oh, yeah. Now, Guru or Yoda, he swears by that if you get salsa that's too spicy, too hot, that if you put granulated sugar in it and stir it up, it'll take the heatness out. Now, we did try that when we were at Buffalo Wild Wings watching the Super Bowl, and I think it helped. I don't think it took it completely out, but I don't like anything hot or spicy. Yeah, he's hot, but that's different. Okay, next up. Oh, that was the last one. Okay, so those are all my little kitchen hacks that I had for today. All right. I want to share with y'all a passage from The Confident Woman. That is something by Joyce Myers, a book that I have been reading. It's a daily devotional type book. I'll show you the book. It's called The Confident Woman by Joyce Myers. Um, oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you liked him. It's called Freedom of a Child. Then little children were brought to Jesus that he might put his hand on them and pray. But the disciples rebuked those who brought them. He said, leave the children alone. Allow the little ones to come to me, and do not forbid or restrain or hinder them. For of such as these is the kingdom of heaven composed. Matthew 19, verse 13 and 14. Children seem to be able to make a game out of almost anything. They quickly adjust, don't have a problem letting other children be different than they are, and are always exploring something new. They are amazed by everything. Oswald Chambers wrote in my utmost for his highest, the freedom after sanctification is the freedom of a child. The things that used to keep the life pinned down are gone. We definitely need to watch and study children and obey the commandment of Jesus to be more like them. It is something we have to do on purpose as we get older. We all have to grow up and be responsible, but we don't have to stop enjoying ourselves and life. Don't let the world steal your confidence. Remember that you have been created on purpose by the hand of God. He has a special, unique, wonderful plan for you. Go for it. Don't shrink back, conform, or live in fear. Um, I have the pleasure of watching my granddaughter grow up. I have the pleasure of watching her while my daughter works. There is no greater joy that I probably have ever known in my entire life than her being excited to see me and come and spend the day with me. Of course, now there's Papa here, and she does love her Papa, but he also is experiencing that joy that can come only from that perspective of a child, that they are truly excited and happy to see you. Let's see, a couple. Yep. Let's see. Uh, it would be great, Val said. It would be great if we could all keep that wonderful childlike attitude. And Don said, "Oh, sweet Yoda, do you need any of the cards I showed back? I'm happy to mail them to you." Um, you'll have to get with her about that. I don't know what you want to do. And then Val said, "Yoda, I have not forgot." Well, I can't get my screen to go up. There we go. Um, Forgot your apron. I am working on it. Oh, thank you, Val. That's so sweet. And then Dawn, the crafty visage, said, "I can't wait to be able to hug my grandkids. They live so far away, and I've never met them in person." Well, it's a grandchild is unlike anything else you've ever experienced. My daughter, my only daughter, a daughter that I spent 10 years of infertility trying to conceive her, it was and is, will always be the apple of my eye, the most important person. Um, she is a wonder, has grown into a wonderful person, and I love her so much. But once she had my granddaughter, I have a whole nother level of love for her, and a whole level, another level of respect for her becoming the mother that she has become. But when it comes to my granddaughter, I just don't know. There is just something special about that little girl. She gets me, so to speak. We bonded and uh, have always been besties, and we really enjoy each other. And now that Yoda is in the picture as Papa, she feels the same way about him. Every day, if he doesn't go with us, with me to pick her up, the first thing she asks, "Where's my Papa?" Then when we get home, "Papa, where are you?" And she will follow him around. If he leaves the room, she wants to know where he's going. Sometimes she'll stand in the hallway and wait for him to go use the restroom. It really is amazing to watch them together. Um, yeah, if you ever get a chance to meet them, and you can do things, you can have pictures, you can do video calls. There's a lot of things you can do. Um, you know, to try to have a relationship with them, even if you can't, be there in person. My ex and his wife are Grandpa and Nana, and they do come and see her. They see her probably every 3 months or so, but they also do the video calls and things like that. And so she knows who they are, and she loves them too. Um, but you really just have to make effort and prioritize your time that you want to spend with them. Good. I'm glad that you can FaceTime with them and that they can call you. That is amazing. And I don't know how they do it, how Nana and Grandpa do it. I mean, I've been with her since she was 3 days old, almost every day. Because even in the beginning, I would watch her all week long, and then I would get to missing her, and I'd go and visit her on the weekend. So now I do take time off whenever it's the weekend or they're out of school, so my daughter can be with her. One, because I need a break, and two, because my daughter needs that one-on-one time with her daughter as well. Well, I don't think she should send them back to you. I think you gave them away freely, and she should get to keep them. The cards that Dawn's gonna that you want back, huh? You didn't? Well, then what cards is she set? Okay. Oh, oh, okay. Okay, I thought the short video was of the trivia prizes that she had won. Because then she even said you need those cards back. Yes, they are the cards she won. You're mistaken. In the trivia. Okay, he must already have them and doesn't realize it. Because he wouldn't have given them as prizes if he needed them. I don't believe they might be duplicates, but he may have just saw them and said, "Oh, I'm working on 79. I need those, particular cards." But don't you dare send them back to him, Don. You keep them. Those are your cards. You won them, and you do not send them back. He will get some more. He can buy more of them if he needs them. Believe me, he buys cards all the time. He gets mail constantly of people sending him cards that he's watched. So don't you worry about that at all. I know you don't mind sending them back, but no, you don't do that. You don't give a prize and then renege on it. No, 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 no. I was going to say, I watched that video pretty close. So I thought I knew what I was talking about. But that's okay. We have this love hate relationship when it comes to who's right because we both want to be right and we never want to be wrong. And so, it's like we'll argue over things just to see and have to prove if you're right or wrong. We have these large Lego blocks like for the grandbaby. And when we had gotten them for her for Christmas, there was way too many for her to use. So we had put half of them up. But neither one of us could remember where we put them. And then I didn't remember even putting them up. But he did. And so my daughter's having a yard sale. So she was here yesterday going through a bunch of the stuff. And lo and behold was a bag of blocks. So he was right about that. And I made sure I said, "Oh, Dave was right about that." Because he was right about it. He knew we had extra blocks and he knew that I had put them somewhere. I have a bad habit of doing that. I put things away to store them away and then I forget where they're at, where I put them. And so then when we have to look for something, I have to go through everything because I can't. I don't know where it's at. Okay, when we go to where my bariatric surgeon's office is and where his urologist office is at, um, it's a town about 40 miles away from here. And it's all farmland that you drive through to get there on both sides of the road, just nothing but fields. Um, and there's no easy way, expressway or highway to get there. You basically have to go on the road we go. So anyway, um, I've lived here for 30 plus years. Dave's only lived down here for almost 9 months. So this was several months ago. So he'd been here, we're going to say he'd been here 6 months at the time. Anyway, we're driving along and he says, over there, that field over there, that's where they have the big agricultural expo every year. And I said, no, it's not. They have it at Spence Field, and that's on the other side of the road. And I'll show you when we go past it, big sign and everything. Well, he didn't see the sign. He didn't believe me. So 2 or 3 times we've gone up and down that road and everything. And then finally I see the sign again and I show it to him. And then he's like, oh, that's where they have it. But he was bound and determined he was right that it was in one of those other fields, which it doesn't make a bit of difference, except for it was funny because we want to be able to say, yeah, I was right about that. And so now he calls that the stretcher road that we always argue on. So he's like, oh, when we got to go down that road, let me keep my mouth shut so I don't say anything so we don't get an argument. But, I think arguments are part of life. I really don't think. No, nothing serious. But, two people, if they were both the same and knew all the same things and liked all the same things and completely got along with everything, it would be boring to me. So we're not boring. We are a typical man and woman couple who we have our disagreements, we have our likes and our dislikes, but at the end of the day, we love each other. I love you too, honey. And that's the thing. I put up with his stuff and he puts up with my stuff. He knows now I'm a horrible patient. When I don't feel good, I will cuss you out. I will bite your head off. I will, do whatever because I don't feel well. And he's not a very good patient either when he's sick. Um, but he says he ignores me when I do that. But sometimes he'll say something and I'll be like, that was a stupid thing to say. Or I'll say, I already know that. You don't have to tell me. Or my favorite thing lately is I'm a grown woman. I know what to do. Um,
A donkey, another word for a donkey.
yeah. But it's funny because I'm still, even after the the 4th of June, we will be together 9 months. And I'm still not used to having somebody care enough about me to say the things that he'll say, worrying about me. And so I take offense to it. I'm like, oh, does he think I'm not, capable of taking care of myself, which is not what he means at all, but that's how I'll take it at first. So, but if y'all have ever watched any of our stuff off of Lola and Lloyd, you know that we have had a struggle co-mingling our lives. It's not easy to become a couple and be together all the time when you are used to being by yourself. And there are still things that I do them because of the way my ex treated me. There's still things that trigger me because of the things that my ex did that have nothing to do with Dave. But Dave gets the brunt of my anger and my being upset about it.
I'm the grunt boy.
Yeah, and that's just the way that it works, out. Now he's got some things where I say he's selfish and he's used to being on his own. He's not used to being part of a couple or a family man. And sometimes I have to say, remember now, you wanted this family. Now you got it. Good, bad, and ugly. You got to deal with it. So go ahead.
I love the family.
Oh, I know. He loves the family. He loves having family. And he never um, says, oh, your daughter's here too much, or I wish she didn't come over, or, whatever. And this summer, he's going to miss her because we're only going to be having the baby one night a week. We're going to be keeping her overnight on Saturday night and keeping her part of Sunday so that they can have a date night. And then my daughter will come probably one day during the week to do her laundry. And so we will at least get to see her then, and see the baby then too. But they're going to be moving in the middle of June to same town, just different location. And we'll keep the baby, I think, about 4 days that time, so that they can get everything moved and set up and ready for the baby to come back. I know how difficult it is to move with a small child, and the baby won't have any fun, and she'll get in trouble. Excuse me. So I think it'll be best if I just keep her, and or we keep her, and that way she's not, giving them a hard time, and she's not getting herself in trouble. She'll be 3 in August, and the difference between a 2-year-old to a 2.5-year-old to a 3-year-old is incredible. She is not only is she on the go physically, she's on the go mentally. She wants to know everything. She wants to help do everything. And there are still things that a little child can't do, and it definitely upsets her. Um, she was trying to put on a princess dress the other day, and she had her legs in the armholes, and she got angry that she couldn't pull up the dress, and she wouldn't let me help her. And she had it all twisted and had her arms in the wrong place, and there's just no way it was going to work. Excuse me, this sinus strain is just killing me. But anyway, I had to get her calmed down, get her to realize that you have to take it off and start over, and then it worked. But she wants to dress herself. Hi, Miss Barbara. How are you doing today? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Oh, goodness. Let me take a drink. Maybe that'll help. Oh, okay. Anyway, so it is comedy over here with her, all the things she wants to do and get into, and how she plays. And she's pretty good about doing independent play and imaginary play. Um, but she also loses her toys, and then she has a fit because she can't find them. She'll go home thinking she's taken the toy back with her, and she's left it at our house. And so when it comes to bedtime, she's upset because she doesn't have a particular toy with her. Um, yeah, we have a little backpack for her, and she packs up toys that she wants to bring with her, and she's supposed to keep those toys in the backpack after she's done playing with them, so that when it's time to go home, grab the backpack and you go. But she dumps the backpack out, plays with those toys along with the toys we have here, and then at the end of the day, we're trying to figure out where is the stuff she wants to take back in the backpack. Several things have gotten lost. We don't know if they're under furniture or Yeah, she's got aliens. There's a pink alien missing. She's got baby shark rubber toys that go on your fingers. Some of those are missing. And I mean, my dog does like to chew on things, so I'm not saying that Chloe is not the culprit, but I do believe they're probably up under furniture, behind furniture, things like that. But she had a magic wand yesterday, that's covered in material with a heart shape on the top, and then the wand, and you hit it and it would ding, make a noise, and that was her magic. And she couldn't find her magic when it was time to go home. So it's a pretty big item for us not to be able to find. Most of the time, it's just a little tiny thing that we can't find. So it's not too bad. But yesterday, she was quite upset because she couldn't find her magic. And she packs the strangest things, to bring. Which we've got to go through her toy box too. I guess we'll do that. We'll have to either do it Thursday night or Friday night. Anyway, we're going to put some of the stuff in the yard sale, some of the stuff that she's outgrown, that it's just, taking up space. So we will be downsizing again on some of the toys. We won't tell her that, of course, but. So what's anybody got any premieres coming up? Any lives, videos coming out? Anything they want to shout out? I don't have much planned for June so far in my videos. I will have to get to work and get some stuff going. I'm sure this next few weeks I'm going to have plenty of time to do that, because I won't have the grandbaby. I won't be having to get up so early, and I'll maybe feel like doing something. My cold is gone, other than I have this sinus thing going on, which I think is just allergies. But then I'll be able to sit down and actually get some things going. I want to make a bunch of shorts, because they say shorts are what gets you subscribers, and the more subscribers you have, the more watch hours you'll get. I am going to go ahead, once I have my surgery date, figure out when I want to do my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I wanted to wait and do it as a monetization party, but I don't know when I'm ever going to get those hours up enough to get fully monetized. I may have to stay how I am. And if that's the case, then I don't want to keep waiting to do that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So I have gotten quite a few little items that I'll be giving out as prizes, nothing major. But I will have to pay postage on everything. And so it's now, what used to cost $5 to send a padded envelope, it's now $6 or $7. So it does get quite expensive. And I may do it before my surgery and then get things mailed out after my surgery, or I may wait and do the whole thing after my surgery. I have to figure out time-wise when I want to do that. But I will advertise it ahead of time, so y'all will know when it's going to be. Well, Miss Barbara, that would be a really good idea, except for, even though there's toys that she has not played with in months and months and months, they're still hers, and she still wants them all. And I don't know that we'd be able to get her to help us give them away. Matter of fact, when we were pulling out stuff for the yard sale yesterday, all of the baby toys and baby things, she wanted. So, I don't think she's quite old enough for that, but that they will be doing that. And my daughter did tell her, you can't keep the baby stuff because we want to get rid of things so we can get new things. And so she was okay with that, with the baby toys. So um, hopefully she will understand that concept as time goes on. My daughter's moving into a very nice upper class apartment complex. It's gated, has a clubhouse, has a weight room, has two swimming pools, has two playgrounds. She'll be on the bottom floor um, at the beginning of the complex, so she doesn't. You don't have to drive all the way through the complex to get to their place. She's pretty much just one quick turn and you're there. Um, and it is 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And hi, Mimi. And that way, my son-in-law will have a room to work out of because he does work from home. So that'll make it easier for that, and also make it easier on them whenever he's working in their home. He can be in the room working, and they can be in the rest of the house. Right now, he works out of the living room, which makes it a little chaotic because then, whenever they need to go to the kitchen, you have to go through the living room, and of course the grandbaby doesn't be quiet. um, she does know that daddy's working, and she'll tell you, shh, you have to be quiet, daddy's working, and things like that. But then when she gets out there, she tends to forget that she's supposed to be being quiet and she'll be loud. So hi, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, how are you doing? Everybody's popping in here. Glad to see y'all. Just been mainly I did some life hacks about for cooking and all earlier, and then talked a little bit more about my surgery and my updates on that. And then we were just talking about my grandbaby a little bit. There's just I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to put it into words. Um, and everybody always says, "Oh, grandkids are great because you can love them and spoil them and then send them home." Um, I don't tend to do that. I mean, I do spoil her, but I make her behave here as well, and her mama makes her behave. So she does get away with more here because sometimes, especially if I'm feeling okay and I'm not tired, I'm not in a bad mood, then I tend to overlook things. But if I don't feel good and I'm in a bad mood, I'll be like, get on my couch. Yeah, I know, but you're a grown up. That's different. Oh, I'm always gonna be bossy. You know that. Um, let's see. What else is going on? Oh, I have to do a 14-day liver shrinking diet. I think I already talked about that a little bit. I thought it was pretty much liquids the whole 14 days. It's not. I will be able to eat regular food, just no carb and low fat, high protein. And 2 days before the surgery, then I go clear liquids. And then 2 days after the surgery, I'm clear liquids. And then I go full liquids and then soft food and then back to regular food by the end of the month. So within 30 days of having the surgery, I should be back to eating regular food. The thing about that is, they say not only do your tastes change, textures change. Textures may bother you that didn't bother you before. You have to get used to how your stomach feels when the food goes in, when the liquid goes in.
Coca-Cola tickles.
He said Coca-Cola tickles. Um, but there's just a lot of things that I won't be eating right away, that I will have to build up to eating. And I will never eat a large amount again. It'll always be a smaller portion, but that's okay. If this surgery helps me get off of my medications and allows me to feel somewhat normal, I will be so great. No, Mimi, I still do not have an actual date. I have to get cleared by my primary care physician, which I have an appointment with them on June the 10th. And then I get cleared by my orthopedic doctor June the 17th. And then after that, I go back to the surgeon, and then he schedules the surgery then. And then they submit it to insurance. Insurance approves it, and then we go. So I'm still hoping for end of July, beginning of June. Excuse me, end of June, beginning of July. I want to have a couple of weeks before I get the grandbaby back full time. And I'll be getting her back on July the 26th. It is a Friday. We will have her just that one day that week, and then we'll start back full time the following week. So I want to have at least a couple of weeks so that I can rest and let my body heal before I'm back up to take care of her. Although it's a blessing that I'll have Dave here. He's gotten really good. The only thing he doesn't do is change diapers. But she is in pull-ups, so it's not, it's not hard to change a wet pull-up. She can take it off, and you just have to help her put a new one on. But he can get her food. He can feed her. He can get her down for her nap. He can be there when she gets up from her nap. I mean, all the things that he needs to be able to do, he does, especially since I hurt my foot. So that won't be bad. And she won't be freaking out because Granny's not doing everything.
It's going to be hard as far as keeping her from climbing.
Right, because she does like to climb up in the recliner with me and sit on me. And she won't be able to sit on my stomach. Yeah, she won't be able to sit on my stomach. That's for sure. I may end up having to sit on the couch and let her sit next to me or something like that, but I won't be able to have her up on my stomach, I'm sure. And I won't be able to lift her up either. But all that will just be temporary. I will get over that part of it, and then I'll be, it'll be good. And then I've already arranged with my daughter, once I'm able to go back to the YMCA, not only to swim, but also to use their equipment. I will be bringing the baby back to her in town 3 days a week. And then, because the YMCA is also in that town, then I'll go on and go to the YMCA, do what I want to do, and then I'll be coming home. And I kind of want Dave to get a membership and come with me, but he kind of doesn't want to. So we're going to be playing that by ear. He may get tired of being at home alone, so he may decide to come. Yeah, he doubts he'll be tired of being here alone. He kind of likes being here by himself. So sometimes it's good. It's good for us to have separate interests too, though. But anyway, so I will be doing that. Probably, by the time I'm at the end of that month. What about the swimming pool? At the apartment? Yeah. I already told him that. I told him it has 2 swimming pools and 2 playgrounds. Yeah. Trying to think what else. What else is going on?
I'm having a Kit Kat attack over here.
Oh. Trying to think what else is going on. Not a whole lot. It's been kind of, our doctor's appointments have slowed down. We were going to 2 and 3 appointments a week. That was a lot.
That was a life hack I discovered last night. With Chloe's pad and the spray in the bathroom.
Okay.
It dries.
Okay.
Chloe's not offended by it.
Okay, well, you just told him.
I know.
Oh my goodness. He thinks that the Chloe's pad, after she pees on it, that it smells, even though the pad has stuff that absorbs the pee and is supposed to neutralize the odor. But he'll take and he'll spray air freshener over top of it. And then Chloe doesn't seem to mind it, and she'll go and use the pad again. But neither one of us are up to walking her every day, several times a day. So it's best that she's trained to the puppy pads, and she does pretty good. She gets around them. She may not hit him every time, but she will go around. And so normally you just have to look for a mess around the pad. You don't have to look throughout the entire house. So that's, usually good. Before Dave got here, Chloe and I both slept in the bedroom, and Chloe had her pad in the bedroom, and she would always go on her pad there. But now that Dave's here, and I don't like sleeping in the bed with my boot on. I've been sleeping in the recliner. And so Chloe won't really let him get her up in the bed, or she jumps up and down and bothers him. So she's been sleeping with me in the living room in the recliner. So we have to put a pad down in the kitchen, which is, like the kitchen and the living room are right there together.
It's so weird. Chloe will let me pick her up if I'm in the bedroom sitting in the desk chair, but when I'm out here, she will not let me pick her up at all.
Yeah, she's weird. She's really weird when it comes to letting you pick her up. Sometimes she'll let me pick her up. Sometimes she'll jump up on me. That may be something we have to deal with too whenever I have the surgery, not letting her jump up on me. But anyway, I love her to death. She's my little emotional support animal. She knows all my secrets, and I can tell her anything, and she doesn't look at me any differently, But pets are an expense, and you have to take care of them. They're a responsibility. So I've taken that on, but if something happens to Chloe, I don't know that I'll have another one. I want to travel. I want to be able to go off, especially once the baby starts preschool, pre-K. I want us to be able to go off and travel and go away for, long weekends or whatever, and not have to worry about the dog.
Our collections will be complete. I won't spend any money on it.
When?
As soon as I finish it up in about a year.
Oh, well, maybe by the time we're done,
it's all gonna work out.
Watching her, you'll be done with doing that. I don't think he'll ever stop collecting. I think he'll always be buying cards, but it would be nice, to be able to go off, and there's a lot of places even close by to us because we're surrounded by so many states that there's a lot of things we can go see within a day, away. So that'll be a lot of fun, something to look forward to, and we'll have to start planning what we want to do and where we want to go. Let's see, anything else can I think of? I watched a lot of videos yesterday and last night. I've been trying to get in people's videos and watch them and leave comments. I do want to say, pray for Misty, Life with Misty. She did have a biopsy done, and is waiting for those results. So pray for Misty. Pray for Mimi. Her foot is bothering her again, and she is still in her boot. Are we close to Jekyll Island? Yes. Jekyll Island is one of the places he really wants to take me to. He said, once you see Jekyll Island, you'll always want to go there. So that'll be fun. But we can pretty much go anywhere in Florida. We have my sister lives in Sarasota. My nephew and his wife and baby live in Boca Raton, which is on the other side of the state. I have friends that live in Leesburg, right outside of Orlando, that we can go visit. So we can go probably anywhere in Florida we wanted to go. Then you have Alabama on one side of us. And then you have South Carolina, kind of comes down that coast where after you've got Jacksonville, Florida, then the coast is pretty much South Carolina, but you got South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee.
I want to do some
Alabama,
Tennessee, Ruby Falls.
Yeah. So, you know, it ought to be, really fun. Hi, Skylar. How are you? It should be a lot of fun. I hope it'll be a lot of fun to travel, go different places.
You're a good travel buddy.
Mimi, don't forget Rhode Island. Yeah, Rhode Island would not be a day trip for us. Oh, I'd love to go to Ohio and meet Norma.
I want to meet Handicap Crab.
Oh, yeah, they're in Ohio also. So, it'll be fun, planning where we want to go, what we want to do. We do still want to go to Paris. And Crafty Visage said, don't forget Maine.
Who's in Maine?
Crafty Visage.
Her live stream was awesome the other day.
Was it?
Yes, where she made colorful cards and she didn't want the bright colors, so she did them in duller colors, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Oh, good. I never know where he's going to turn up. I'll be in a live stream and he'll pop in there, or he'll be in one already, and then I'll find out somebody's live, and then I'll pop in too. We don't watch the same stuff, and we don't sit here. I mean, once in a while we'll say so-and-so is live, and then we'll both go in that channel.
Or I'll say, I found a great channel that you should check out.
Yeah, but we usually are both sitting there on our phones, and we don't know where the other person is at, what they're doing or whatever. Most of the people, there are a lot of the baseball channels that have subscribed to me and that do come in from Yoda's channel that will come in and talk to me as well. And then I have friends, like from the crafting community and the crochet community and the homesteaders community and different things like that. So I have different people in different areas than he does. But they are all pretty much connected to him as well. So we have a really big community when you think about it. And I enjoy watching other people's videos, and especially when they're, taking you somewhere or showing you something that you've never seen before, or teaching you how to do something you don't know how to do. Dave also likes to watch a lot of documentaries.
Oh, I love that.
And I like watching crime stories.
I've been enjoying Skinwalker Ranch.
So, we have difference of opinions on those kind of things, but, and he actually suggested a true crime channel to me the other day. I was very shocked, because normally he'll say, I don't know why you listen to that mess. And I'm like, because I like it. It's not his cup of tea. But it's not my cup of tea how they make all these different things. And he'll say, did you know how they make such and such? And, da, 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 da. And he'll tell me all about it because he watched a documentary on it. And it's like, well, that's good. I'm glad for you. But I really don't care. And I'm not shy when it comes to telling him, I don't care about that. I don't listen to it. He was telling me something the other night, and I was making this weird face at him. And he's like, what's that for? And I said, because I really don't care. And he was like, but I'm used to being by myself. I'm used to not having to care what other people think. That's a struggle. It really is a struggle. When I went and had lunch with my girlfriend the other day, she was asking me, well, how's it going, this and that. And I told her, we're coming up on 9 months. And she said, 9 months? Has it been 9 months already? I said, yeah, it's gone by pretty fast, And I said, August will be a year. And, a year since he got down here. But anyway, she was, surprised that it had been so long, and she said, well, you think it's going to be a long-term relationship or whatever? And I said, well, he says he's non-returnable and non-refundable. So I guess so. So we shall see.
I ain't going nowhere.
He says he ain't going nowhere. He don't like the way I get ugly with him sometimes, but he says he's not going anywhere. So
I overlook
he overlooks me. Yeah. Well, y'all, I've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. I guess I'm going to wrap it up. Baby girl will be getting up soon from her nap. And I want to make me a nice big salad. I have a nice big salad every day for lunch. I guess.
Right, you're on record for it.
I guess. I'll make you a little one.
Very little.
Very little. You want everything in it that I put in mine?
Not bell pepper.
All right. What about cucumber?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Double up on
Cucumber and tomatoes,
yeah.
and then chicken
Yeah.
and cheese.
Yeah. And some of my little fried onions.
Okay. And then you just want the dressing.
Ever how you made it the other day, I like.
Well, I put cottage cheese. You don't necessarily
Oh no.
want the cottage cheese, but I put the dressing on it. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day, a great week. And if I don't see you before then, I will see you next Wednesday right here at 12 o'clock. I love y'all. Bye now. I can get it to go.
You're online.